You guys, who's ready for book vlog number 2? Because I am so excited to be reading this book. As you guys saw from the thumbnail, oh my gosh, we are going to be reading The Silent Patient. Yes, round of applause for The Silent Patient. Oh yeah, I'm not saying welcome back to my channel anymore because it's just cringe to the max, so I'm gonna like not say that anymore. So but yeah, anyways, we're gonna be reading The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I don't know how to say his last name, so if you know how to pronounce it, thumbs up to you. But yes, I kind of already know what this is about, kind of, because I watch Book Talk a lot, which is the book side of TikTok. So I kind of already know what this book is about, and I watch like book reviews on YouTube to know what books to read. So I kind of already know, but I know it's a psychological thriller, I want to say. It's a psychological mystery. It is the #1 New York Times bestseller. Wait, what? Bestseller. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. This book has 323 pages, and it has how many chapters? Oh, it goes by parts. Wait. I'm confused. 21 chapters, but it has like a part 5. I don't know, but it has parts, so I guess this is like a parts book. Anywhoosies, I don't know how many chapters there are, but we're gonna get into it. I've been meaning to read this book for like weeks now. I tried to find it in my library and failed miserably because I don't know how to search for books properly. Like, I literally need help searching for books, but I finally found it. So we're gonna read this book. I'm super excited. So yeah, let's get into it. I will obviously be giving you my thoughts. This is definitely a spoiler video, so don't watch this video if you want to get spoiled, because I will be talking about what happens on during the book each time I talk to you guys. My thoughts, reactions, whatever, my vibes for the characters, everything. As you guys know from the first book vlog, which I read a very popular book, so go watch that video. I'm not going to tell you in this video what I read, so you're just going to have to go watch it to see what I read. But yeah, I'm gonna be starting to do these book vlogs on my channel because I just think, like, I don't know, they're kind of fun, and I kind of watch book vlogs. Like, say I've already read this book, I will literally go see if there's a book vlog on it because I love to see like what people thought of the book and like their like thoughts and journey through the book. Why is my ear itchy? But anyways, I just love book vlogs. They're very helpful for me. But yeah, and if you didn't read this book and you're watching this video and you don't care about spoiler alerts, then good luck to you, baby. Good luck. But anyways, I'm gonna start reading. It is currently, what time is it? Where's my phone? Did I really leave my phone upstairs in my kitchen? Seriously, man. I do this a lot, but it's like 5 o'clock, I want to say. And I'm just gonna start reading this book. We'll see how far I get tonight, and then I will tell you my thoughts. So yeah, let me get comfy and like start reading. Probably gonna read like the first 5 chapters tonight, depending on like how dark it gets, but I'm excited. Woo! Guys, okay, sorry about this band-aid on my neck. I totally did not explain what was going on with this. Like, what is the deal with the band-aid? I had a pimple on my neck, so I'm trying to use it as a pimple patch. Don't mind it. I know it's cringe, but yeah, I don't have any pimple patches, so I'm gonna see if this band-aid will do the job. We're just gonna see. It's probably gonna be a fail, but yeah. Sorry for like not explaining that. I know like a lot of you are like, what is wrong with her neck? But like, you know, I'm sorry that I didn't explain it, but yeah. You know what? Sorry, okay? right, so I just read the prologue. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the prologue, which is where Alicia, I'm gonna call her Alicia, dude, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I'm just gonna say Alicia, where she got her diary. And basically the two main characters I'm getting are Alicia and then her husband, what's his name, Gabriel. So basically what I'm getting from the prologue is that she has a hard time like thinking or verbally speaking, I guess. So her husband went and got her a diary, I'm getting at, so she can write down all her thoughts or write down anything she needs to say. So that's really sweet of him. But she explained herself as being messy, unorganized, and Gabriel is definitely the opposite. He's more like super clean, organized, like basically the opposite, like I said. So that's cool. So now I'm on part 1. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. I know a little bit about what it's about, like I know what to kind of expect, but like I don't know like the ending, you know, and people say this book has like the craziest ending, so I'm excited to read through that. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys know how far I get. I'm just started part 1. It's 5:55, so almost 6 o'clock p.m. so I'm gonna read and then see how far I get and then give you guys my thoughts on this book. So far it's like really interesting, and I just read the prologue. Okay, I just read chapter 1, like the first sentence of chapter 1. It says Alicia, sorry, I don't know how to say her name, Alicia Berenson, I don't know how to say her last name either, sorry for butchering it, says she was 30 years old when she killed her husband. Like, what? If that does not make you want to read this book, then I don't know what will. But that sentence alone is like so intriguing and like makes me just want to keep reading, because I want to be like, how did she kill her husband? Like, she was 33 years old when she killed her husband. Girl, bye. I gotta read the rest. Guys, this is literally my reaction to reading what I just read of how Gabriel died. Like, I literally am speechless, because who would ever do this to their husband? Like I literally have no words, like legit no words to say about this. He was shot in the face. I'm not sure if it said yet how many times, but it was quite a lot of times. It says that Gabriel was seated motionless, bound to a chair with wire wrapped around his ankles and wrists. At first, the officers thought he was alive. His head lolled slightly to one side as if he were unconscious. Then a beam of light revealed Gabriel had been shot several times in the face. Literally speechless at that. His handsome features were gone forever, leaving a charred, blackened, bloody mess. Oh my gosh, who would ever do this to their husband? Okay, the wall behind him was sprayed with fragments of skull, brains, hair, and blood. Like, oh my god, like, I literally need to know why this woman did this to her husband. This is like the craziest thing I've ever read. Like, I've never read a book about like a murder being so vivid like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. No wonder this is the number 1 New York Times bestseller, because people really want to know what happened. Why did she do this? Like, I'm actually speechless at what I just read. Speechless. Okay, so on top of killing her husband, shooting him in the face, she also cut her wrists. Isn't that a little strange? I don't know why she did, but it said that there were deep cuts across the veins in her wrists, fresh cuts, bleeding hard. Dude, I'm actually speechless. Like, what? What? Okay, I need a minute. I need a minute to think this through. Okay, so I just finished chapter 2 and absolutely love it. I'm gonna be saying that a lot. I know in like most of my book vlogs, I will say I love it a lot, or this book is so good. Like, I'll just keep repeating it because it is true. Basically in this chapter, I learned that Alicia went to prison because obviously, you know, killing your husband is definitely a crime. Like, murder is a crime. So she went to prison. Never spoke for days, months, and years. Still never spoke. Like, it's been years, okay? Years. 6 years, okay? And she still hasn't spoke. So as I'm reading this like book so far, like I'm on chapter 2, as I'm reading it, it's sounding like it's in like, what is the person? I'm not good with like first person, third person, you know, all of those. Like, I'm not good with deciphering which is which. But it sounds like someone is like talking like in their head though, and it's this guy, and this guy is a psychotherapist, which means that he goes to these, I don't know what they're called. Are they called like, it's for people who are like crazy. I don't want to be mean and say like that, because I know people actually struggle with this, like a mental hospital, but he goes to those places and he tries to figure people out, try to help people. So, you know, as time goes on, the media, social media eventually forgets about these people. Like, I'm sure like in our history, in our life, we forgot about like some famous murderer. Like, we obviously forget over time, but he was still so interested in Alicia, and he's a psychotherapist. Am I even saying that word correctly? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he is so like interested and intrigued with Alicia's story that he wants to figure it out. So she gets transferred to a mental health hospital because she is crazy. Like, she's not speaking, she did this to her husband, blah 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 blah. So it's been 6 years, and this psychotherapist saw this job opportunity to work with Alicia, so he obviously took the job, and now that's where I'm at. So now we're gonna read chapter 3. I know I talk a lot, like my book vlog videos are mainly on the longer side because I do explain a lot and say my thoughts a lot. I try to make them short, but it's just if I'm thinking something, I'm gonna say it. But yeah, so far I like this book, and I'm so intrigued. Like, this is the most intrigued I've been with a book. Okay, so I'm reading chapter 3, and this psychotherapist is named Theo. He's 42 years old, and from a young age he's always wanted to be like a psychotherapist. He's always been into psychology, just because like whenever the press would ask him like, why did you want to become a psychotherapist, he would always say because he was, well, he wouldn't say because he was damaged, he would just say because he wanted to from a young age. But his real reasoning that he never told anyone about or social media about was that he was damaged himself, and he wanted to like fix his own mind and like fix his own brain, because he did get abused when he was younger by his father. His father would like take his belt and whip him and stuff, like verbally abuse him. So there is a trigger warning in this book. I'm sure if you're watching this you probably already read this book, but there's a little bit of a trigger warning. He's getting like abused as a kid, and he'd ask his mother, why does my father hate me so much? Why is he so angry with me? And her response would be, how should I know? Your father's completely mad. So that's great. So basically he wanted to be a psychotherapist because he wanted to fix himself, because his life was, as he quoted in here, he was effed up, you know? So yeah, I mean, I kind of like want to do something with psychology. Like, I do want to be a psychotherapist myself, so that's cool that I'm reading this book, and it's kind of like something that I want to do in my life. But yeah, he was very sadly abused when he was younger, so that's kind of sad. Okay, so I read to chapter 4, so I'm gonna take a break because I'm getting a little tired and like my neck's kind of hurting, and it's kind of dark in my room. So I'm gonna stop reading. It's 6:39, so almost 6:40 p.m. so I'm gonna read tomorrow. I'm gonna read to part 2 tomorrow or more, whatever I'm feeling like doing. But yes, I always try to read 10 pages a day, 10 chapters. What do I normally read a day? I said it in my last reading vlog that I always try to read like 10 pages a day, I think. Is that what I said? I think that's what I said, 10 pages a day. But anyways, so yeah, I read to chapter 4, and I love the book so far. He got his job at the Grove, so yeah. So he actually, oh, I forgot his name. I'm not gonna remember names very well. That's my thing when I'm reading. Oh, what's his name? Theo. So Theo, you know, he was abused when he was younger by his father, and so he actually had a therapist that he went to. She was a girl with white hair. I'm trying to think of what her name was. Oh my goodness. Ruth. So Ruth was his therapist that he would talk to all the time. I'm not sure if she was just a therapist or if she was a psychotherapist. Maybe she was a psychotherapist, but it kind of like inspired him himself to become a psychotherapist. So that's how he was, because he was all himself. He was damaged, and so he wanted to help others because he needed to help himself. So yeah, now I'm on chapter 4, and yeah, I'm just like, I really do want to be a psychotherapist just from reading this book. Like, oh my gosh, I literally can't wait to like go to college and like pursue my career, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna read tomorrow, probably around like 8 in the morning. I'll probably start reading, or if I wake up earlier than that. But yeah. Okay, so it's the next day, obviously, from yesterday. I'm gonna be continuing the Silent Patient read. I'm only on chapter 4, you guys, and I got this book like last night. Like, I literally didn't get this book in the morning, so I didn't really have all of yesterday to really do much reading. By the way, I'm just wearing this like messy bun. It kind of looks not that great, but oh yeah, this is my outfit, by the way. These shorts, this little jacket, which I actually can zip up a little bit because I'm not wearing a bra, guys. So yeah, I gotta change again when I go to the gym anyways, so we're just gonna do this. This is like my little fit. But yeah, I'm gonna be reading this book, trying to get as far as I can before I need to do my chores, which I need to do my chores at 12. But where's my phone? Okay, let me grab my phone and do like a time check, and then I'll continue reading this book. So I want to say it's like 11:14, so I'm going to be starting my chores at 12. So this is the little time check, 11:14, so almost 11:20, so almost 11:30. So I'm gonna read, we're on chapter 4, you guys. I absolutely love this book, so I'm gonna be reading to part 3 today. I'm gonna try to get to part 3. I always try to read to like certain, like, I don't know, I always give myself like, you have to read this much in this day, but if I really love a book, then I'll just keep reading. It's just so I can finish a book, because you know, I'm at the library and I have like a deadline to when the book is due, so that's why I just can't like keep holding it out. Like, I have to actually finish it. That's why I give myself these little like deadlines, I guess, each day. Like, I have to read this certain amount of pages. In this case, I'm doing parts because it's a part book. I'm trying to find part 3, and there's a lot of parts in part 2. Like, whoa, holy crap, oh my gosh, there's a lot of parts. Holy goodness gracious. 23 chapters, 24 chapters, 25, 26. And these chapters in this book are like pretty short. So keep that in mind if you like books with shorter chapters. To me, that doesn't matter to me. I just love a book for its like the story it's telling, not necessarily the pages or anything. So I don't know, some people might take that into consideration, but I clearly don't. And I think it's a little weird to do that, because a good book might have a lot of pages and a lot of chapters, and you just might not know. Okay, so part 3 today. By the way, I am obsessed with this bookmark that I got from my local library. This is my boring one that I got from the library. Like, I don't like this one, but I have it anyways. But this one, I like absolutely love this bookmark. As you guys can see, it's so cute, dreamy, magical. Like, I just really, really love this bookmark. Imagine your story with the frog and the kids reading. Like, I don't know, this is like a really cute bookmark, and I got it from my local library. So I'm gonna be reading, or trying to read, this many pages today. We'll see if I can do it. That means I'll be more than halfway through the book, so that's good. So yeah, I will talk to you guys when I've read a little bit, or probably around like 12 o'clock. Honestly, I'll talk to you guys, because that's when I have to go start my chores. So yeah. Okay, so I'm on chapter 8 now, and I just read that Theo is going to work with, gosh, what's her name? Is going to work with Alicia. Sorry, I'm still getting used to like the characters' names and like trying to remember them all, but I got to the part where Theo asked to work with Alicia, and who was the guy that he asked? Let's see, who was the guy? The Professor Diamos. I do not know. Okay, listen, I really do not know how to say his name. It's Diomedes. Diamedets. I don't know how to say his name, so I say Diamos. I don't know if that's right. That's probably completely 100% wrong, but we're just gonna leave it at that. But Theo went to his office, asked if he could work with Alicia because he's so like determined to make her speak, to hear her side of the story, to get her to just kind of be like somewhat normal. Not saying that she isn't normal, she just has like a mental disability. I don't want to say she has a disability, but she's in a mental hospital for a reason, because she killed her husband. But he just wants to get to the bottom of it and like get her to speak, because Diamos actually worked with Alicia previously, but he could never get her to speak. So he said that working with her was a waste of time, which in my opinion, I would never say that to anybody or about anyone. Like, if it were me being a psychotherapist, I would really try to work with that patient and try to just help them to the best of my ability. I would never say it's a waste of time, but that's what Diamo said. So he let Theo work with Alicia. I literally don't like, I suck with names. Alicia. So now he's working with Alicia, and he said that his tactic for like working with patients was to get to know their childhood, their life, their just everything about them. But obviously, as we know, Alicia will not speak. She will not speak or talk or do anything. She is just a staring human being, just sitting kind of like a doll is how she's acting. So he's kind of like trying to be like, oh, well, if I can't get her to talk to figure out her childhood and figure all this stuff out about her, then he has to use her movements and just see what she does, where her eye contact is, what her body does, just like her movements and how she functions, to get her to, you know, spill some clues about herself. And he also has to use like additional information to figure it out about her as well. So he is, I wouldn't say he's struggling, but he's like still super determined to figure out Alicia. So that's where I am. He was just like going back in his head. He's like, what did Ruth teach me? Because Ruth was Theo's therapist, so he's trying to go back to what Ruth did with him, trying to apply that to Alicia. But anyways, I'm on chapter 8 now, and I can't wait to see where this goes, what Theo's game plan is, and yeah. Alright guys, we're on part 2. I'm so excited to get into part 2. I just got finished reading about God, I'm so bad with character names, like seriously. Okay, Theo, I just got done reading about Theo's wife, and she is extremely lovely. Like, how they described her in this book is really good actually. Kathy is a really amazing person. She dearly loves and cares for Theo, and Theo cares for Kathy, of course. I read how they got married, how he asked her to move in, how he proposed on Christmas. Oh, so cute. It was so cute. Yeah, and I even read how they were both like dating someone at the time. Kathy and Theo were both in a relationship when they met, and when Theo and Kathy were hanging out, being a little freaky, you know what I mean? It's gonna happen. It's bound to happen in every relationship. He called his ex-girlfriend at the time and broke up with her on the phone. I forget what her name was. Anyways, I don't remember her name, but he broke up with her, and him and Kathy are like inseparable. They're the cutest husband and wife I have ever read about. I've read about a lot, but I love their characters. So now we're getting into part 2, and I'm super excited. So I just love this quote. It's at the end of, it's on page 52, right before part 2. The quote says, "It's hard to imagine two women more differently than Kathy and Alicia. Kathy makes me think of light, warmth, color, and laughter. When I think of Alicia, I think only of depth, of darkness, of sadness, of silence." Like, if that is not like such a perfect quote to describe those two different people, then I don't know what is. But I am so loving this book, and now I'm gonna get into part 2. Alright guys, so I moved to my bed to continue reading. As you guys know, I'm on part 2. I'm on part 2, chapter 3. And I just got to the part where they said what Alif, I think that's how you pronounce her name. It's the girl they keep referring to as the giant in the facility, but I just got to the part where they asked what she was in for, and it says she was in for double murder. What? It says that she killed her mother and her sister. She suffocated them while they were sleeping. That is so crazy. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay, this is crazy. Theo got attacked, so then he was asked to go to his professor's room where everyone else was, where Indira was, where Christian was, where Stephanie was, where everyone was, and they all had a meeting. And Professor Daimodes, I figured out how to say his name because I read the audiobook just to like figure out the names better. But anyways, Daimodes basically asked why he was attacked, what happened. He told the story. And this Indira, I do not know, still do not know how to pronounce her name, I'm sorry guys. She has 100% like faith in Theo. Like she was like, yes, she's already, Alicia is already communicating, Theo can do it, he's very capable of making her talk and all that. And then Theo says this saying, you have 6 weeks to figure her out. That's crazy. How is Theo gonna get Alicia to speak in 6 weeks? Oh, you know what else the professor says? He says that if you get injured, it's under my responsibility, because a patient is never supposed to be alone with their doctor. It's always supposed to be like another person in the room, but Theo was obviously alone. He told Christian to leave the room. So it was his responsibility that he got like attacked or whatever. But now his professor is saying like in the 6 weeks, if you do get attacked or anything happens, it'll be his responsibility. But like 6 weeks, that's crazy. I hope he can do it. I'm sure he's gonna do it. Like, why would this book say he failed? But I don't know. We'll see if he can do it. Anyways, why is it? Okay, this is weird, but turns out the house, the childhood house, Alicia's childhood house, is now her cousin's house. So Paul, why am I so zoomed in? Sorry guys, that was really weird. Is Paul's house, which is Alicia's cousin, and the house is like pretty disgusting. I mean, it looked pretty disgusting from the outside as being described in the book, but it also is like really extremely dirty inside. Like there's dust on the floor, smells of cat pee, there's 5 cats in the house, and it's just like a wreck inside. Like hasn't been kept very well. Super dirty, cobwebs everywhere, gross, just a gross place, not very welcoming or inviting. But anyways, Theo is talking to Paul about Alicia's childhood, how was she like, and Paul was like, well, she was never this violent. I can't believe she would kill her husband. The last time I ever saw her was at her dad's funeral, which we learned how her dad died by hanging himself. That's how he died. He was suicidal, so it must have had an impact on Alicia's life. But yeah, and then Paul's mother is living in the house because she's not doing so well. She's very sick. And then you hear her screaming from upstairs, or yelling, I mean, upstairs. And then Paul says she wants you to go up. So Theo has to go talk to Paul's mother, and that's where I'm at. Yeah, it's a pretty good book so far. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be the same rating at the end of the book, but as you guys know in my book vlogs, I will be telling you my thoughts at the end of the book, what I think of the characters, the plot, everything, my rating, and also I will be rating it on my Goodreads, which, as you guys know, I just got a Goodreads. Go be down in the description, so go follow my Goodreads. But yeah, I'm gonna continue reading. Okay, there's another like crazy plot twist. So Theo is in the like what's it called, something care unit with Alicia in her coma. Like they're alone because he needed to like look at her and just have like a moment alone with her. And then he looks at her wrist because he can't fathom that it's an overdose. Like he can't believe it to be true. So he looks at her wrists and there's like bruising, and then there's like a really tiny hole on her wrist, like she stuck like a needle in her wrist. And the very last sentence of this chapter that I read saying this wasn't an overdose, it was attempted murder. What? She tried to kill herself? That's pretty deep. Like, I have no words. I am actually speechless. Okay, so I'm on the last chapter and I read the first page, and it's basically the trust team or whatever, they're going to shut down the hospital because of everything that has happened, the drugs, the coma. Like, it's just not how they intended it to be. It's not right. It's completely wrong. So the trust is going to shut down the hospital, which is kind of really sad. But yeah, that's crazy. Like, what? Crazy. I'm gonna keep reading and then I will give you guys my final thoughts on this book. Okay, you guys. Okay, I just finished the book and let me tell you my thoughts because I actually have a lot to say. Well, not a lot, but I just have like a couple of things I want to mention. Okay, so my rating for this book is a 4 out of 5 stars. And the reason why I'm saying this, and by the way, this is going to be on my Goodreads, which obviously I'm going to leave down below. But the reason why I'm saying this is because the ending, I didn't like the ending, okay? Like, this, ugh. I didn't, like, it wasn't like a bad ending. Like, this isn't a bad book. Like, this is a book I would definitely recommend someone to read. And 4 out of 5 stars is actually pretty good. And most of the time when I give 5 stars, it has to be like super, like, it's very hard for me to give 5 stars to a book. So this is the only book that I've ever read. Now that I've started reading, I gave 4 stars. Every other book on my Goodreads is a 5-star. But the reason why was I didn't like the ending. Basically, I left the book upstairs in my kitchen, so I can't remember the guy's name, but I guess Theo's parents gave him his childhood house. Like, they gave him the house, so then him and his wife moved in. And then they're watching TV, whatever, getting ready to cook dinner, and then Theo hears a knock at the door, and it's, I forget who it was, but it's a man, and he's like, I need to talk to you, I need to ask you some questions, is it now a bad time? And Theo's like, well, I was about to cook dinner, it's honestly not the best time, but come in anyways. You know, they grab tea, whatever, they start talking, and then this man holds out a diary, and it's obviously Alicia's diary, and Theo is like freaking out because I'm sure that whatever he did to Alicia, injecting her with the medication, like making her go into a coma, is written in that diary. And he starts to freak out, and this man is reading the couple of pages of how Alicia like phrased it, or her writing about Theo doing that to her. And then the ending is like, it started snowing, and then that was it. Like, it just stopped abruptly, and like, it wasn't really a good ending in my opinion. Like, you'll just have to read the book to understand what I'm saying. And also, this book wasn't super horrible, okay? I just didn't like the beginning. Well, I liked the beginning, but it was just really slow for me. Like, I didn't really get that. Well, I was interested in the first part because obviously the beginning pages were like what the book was mainly about, like her shooting her husband in the face, blah 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 blah. And then you hear like the backstory about the characters, yada yada yada. You know, you have to hear backstory to understand the rest of the book. You know, you have to hear backstory about the characters, their lives. You know, the backstory can be boring to me in a way, but it kind of like what shapes the book. But it was too slow for me. Like, I just like get to the point, like I want to know. But yeah, so that's why I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. Just because the beginning was slow. The ending, I did not like the ending whatsoever. The ending was like a 1 out of 5 stars for me. But like the middle of the book and the overall like plot and like the main like part that draws you in, that's like the main focus of the book, was really really good. Like super good, super intriguing, made you want to keep reading, made you want to figure out what was wrong with Alicia. Well, now she's in a coma, probably never gonna wake up. I mean, that's where it is with her, that's where the book left off. But yeah, that was the book, and I'm glad I read it. And if I get another like popular book talk book, I'll probably do another reading vlog. But if I don't get a popular book talk book, I'll just read it on my own time. Like, I won't vlog it or anything, because I only want to vlog like popular book talk books. So yeah, and I will be doing closer to the end of the year, I will be doing what I read, like a book recap or whatever, so you guys will see all the books I've read. Obviously, like I said, I have a Goodreads, so go check it out. So yeah, I hope you guys like this book vlog, and I hope you guys like the last book vlog. I'm doing just book talk books, but if you want to see a specific book in a vlog, then comment down below, because I will do other books if people request books. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!